I put my trust in you, and I trust in our love. I put my trust in you, I put my trust in love. I put my trust in you, and I trust in our love. I put my trust in you, I put my trust in love.
Hello friends, my name is Dane Miller.
And I'm Naspen. And we are your fuck buddies. Oh, so faint.
No, get away from me. No, you get out. You only get one. Oh, you son of a bitch. We're a dating and sex advice podcast where we take your sticky, sexy situations and turn them into sexy, sticky situations.
Hell yeah. We sex questions.
There it is. It's cold.
Fuck you.
It's so cold.
My legs and my face and every part of me hurts because I have to walk here and it fucking is not fun out at all. It's abrasive.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's, ugh. I feel like my brain is not working right now, and that might be because I'm tipsy, and it might because it's cold out, or it might be both.
We'll find out, I guess.
Yeah, well, I apologize in advance.
I'm going to go journey to get pad thai after this, so...
Ooh.
Wish me luck.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's the most excited you've been this entire podcast.
Yeah, I'm pretty... I actually just had a really fucking good gyro. It was
you
amazing.
say it fucking right.
You know it.
Fuck you. Question time? Just get right into it?
Yeah, go for it. You.
This come from Reddit user Nadine Black. Would you accept this?
From Girls Aloud?
Oh my god. Wow. I am not into it because I read he 30 million instead of 30 male. It's going to be a rough one, I think.
He's really old.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd accept that.
He, a 30-year-old male, told me, a 31-year-old female, he was feeling too ill to come to mine, but had just been out for dinner with his ex-girlfriend. I spent the weekend in another city helping a girlfriend through a difficult time. He knew this. On Friday, he was looking through old photos because he has to do a brief presentation about his life history at work. I was on the train and he asked me to send...
What's he work as?
I was on the train and asked him to send me his favorite photo. He sends me a photo of him and his ex-girlfriend in Portugal.
Good job.
Apparently he thought it was funny because my mom now lives there. On Sunday, I'm coming back on the train to London and he texts me, I'd love to see you tonight, but my cough isn't fully gone. I didn't have any issues with it last night, but I'm worried it might flare up again and keep you awake. He does this all the time, says he wants to see me, but already includes an excuse as to why he might not be able to. Anyway, I told him that he should stay home, get some rest, and hopefully cure that cough. I called him when I got home, and he told me that he had just been out for dinner with his ex-girlfriend, the same one from the picture. They're friends. I then said, oh, cool, so you're okay enough to come over to mine? And he said, no, I don't really want to catch any more cold air. I think I should stay in. Is this normal/nice behavior? Would you accept it? Also, we've only been dating for 8 months.
Yeah, you know what? Like, I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. Like,
okay.
I feel like if you're sick, like, it's very different going to a dinner than it is going over to somebody's house to, like, hang out, maybe drink, maybe kiss, get them sick or not, and, like, then cough all night next to someone, which is awkward. And, like, sometimes you're sick, you just want to be home. And also, he's telling you he's out with his ex, so it's not like he's trying to, like, keep that from you. And I'm pretty sure if there was something to worry about, that would be an issue. I do think him sending a picture of him and his ex to you, unless he did that intentionally knowing it would look bad, was the joke. If not, he's kind of maybe a dumbass. I don't know. Because I know a lot of people who would not take that well. But no, I don't really think it's that bad.
Okay, I'm glad you said that because I read the question and then I read the comments and people were like, this guy's lying to you. He's cheating on you. He's doing... And I'm like, he's not lying. At no point in time did this guy lie to you.
If he was going to lie to you, like, why would he
wouldn't mention it.
No.
He wouldn't straight up be like, he wouldn't call, or you call him and then he's like, I was just out. He could have just been like, yeah, no, I was in bed all day.
Yeah.
Like, if that's what he wanted, if that's the game he was playing, it would have been very easy to...
But
you weren't even in the
easier.
fucking country or whatever.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know, it seemed like everyone was, like, so hostile towards this. And, like, obviously she is too, judging by, like, the language that she uses in it. But it's like, yes, sending a picture of your ex to your current girlfriend... Maybe
that's
not
my
the
only
smartest
issue. Also,
fucking thing to do.
What workplace is like, give me a demonstration on your history.
Yeah.
McCartlet, get home and do it. Like, it's like, you're like sweating in front of all the suits. Like, and this is me when I was 15. I went to France. It's like, oh yeah, what'd you do? What'd you do in France? Like, What bearing does that have on anything? That's the best part. That's the real mystery.
But yeah, it's like when I'm sick, the last thing I want to do is be sexy and intimate, and like, presumably she's gonna want to cuddle,
like leave the fucking house.
Yeah, like I don't know. I think it's very different. Like if I was still single, and like you were like, hey, let's go grab a beer, or like let's go fucking play video games or something, I would do that before I would go on a date.
Yeah, because like that's effortless, right? If like you're not trying to be like, hey, nah, I'm looking well. Like, come here, taste my phlegm throat. Like, no, you're just like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Whereas like if you're on a date with someone, you're like, hey, I don't want to cough and splutter all over you. I don't want to be gross. I don't want to get you sick, because nobody likes that. And also like some people don't really care. Like, oh, you're sick, whatever, I'll deal with it. Some people are like, ew, get the fuck away from me. Like, so it's kind of up to you to think about other people's reaction to you being sick as well, you know?
But it's also like, if you're sick and you feel gross, like you don't have any obligation to like go and hang out with anyone or like go and like spend the night somewhere.
And also,
I know when I'm sick,
being home is the
sleeping.
best.
No, but sleeping is like the worst part of the day because you're like finally lying down, everything's just like pooling in your fucking lungs, and you know what I mean. It's like I already have trouble sleeping as it is.
That's another thing. Is like I don't sleep very well in other people's places necessarily. So like for me, being at home, like I don't have to worry about anything. I have my comfy trousers on. I don't have to go fucking how long. Like we don't know where she lives in conjunction to him. Could be like a half an hour bus ride. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Could be cold outside like today. Fuck that.
Yeah,
I feel like that's very reasonable, and like coupled with the fact that he's being very open about the fact that he saw someone that his, like, you know, it's almost like a cliche for people to be like, your ex, really? But the fact that he is open enough to not hide that and doesn't seem to care,
and also
you probably shouldn't care.
She seems to know that they're friends, so like, if that's an issue, you shouldn't have gotten involved. You know what I mean? Like, if you're like, I don't like that you're friends with your ex, but I'm still going to date you and be upset that you're friends with your ex. It's like, it's the same thing with like, you know, someone being like, hey, I'm not really looking for anything serious, and then being pissed the entire time you're with them because they don't want anything serious.
Yeah.
It's like if you know the parameters of their relationship and friendship, then you don't really get to complain about it.
No. And like there are every kind of activity has different levels of doable when you're sick.
Yeah.
Like I always love, like I remember like in work once when like somebody like they had called in sick to work or whatever, and then it turned out that they like went and watched a movie at like a friend's house, and people were like, what the fuck, oh, she can leave the house. And it's like, well, let's be fair, sitting down watching a movie at someone 10 minutes down the road, as opposed to going and being on your feet for 9 hours dealing with random assholes. It's like
speaking
that's very different. Yeah. Also, like, even if you're just coughing, it's like, here's your pasta.
Yeah.
Like, bleh. No. Like, different actions have different costs when you're sick.
Yeah, and you also like, again,
also
a lot of speculation, but like,
what if they went out for ramen?
That's exactly what I was
basically
say.
Medicine.
I was like, what if he's like got like, for me, I definitely have, if I'm feeling ill, yes, pho, ramen, or even like just going to get shitty food like Subway.
Yeah,
like
just
going to get like,
some nice comfort food.
Yeah, get something that like, you know, that like releases those endorphins.
Yeah,
you know
just
what I mean?
anything to make you feel better. And like, for all we know, they went to dinner like 2 doors down from his house, right?
Yeah.
Again, if he took like a 2-hour train to go see whatever, but also maybe he just ate something that fucked him up. Like maybe he now feels like crap.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I don't know. I feel like it's a bit ridiculous to go off on the guy like it seems people are doing.
Yeah, okay. See, I was like, am I missing something here? But I'm glad that we're on the same page here.
Yeah. I don't know. Are we wrong, audience?
I don't know.
What do you think?
Yeah, this is one of those questions where I'd like to get like other people's opinions, because I want to like, because everyone was so like, very like, he's cheating on you, he's lying to you, he's being disrespectful to you. It's like,
well, it's funny. Like,
also, we don't know what time this chick got home at.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like, if she got home at like 1 in the morning.
Well, this thing, if you've already had dinner, gone home, and are now making plans to hang out later, I'm assuming it's at least 9 or 10. That's like, again, could be an hour away.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like once I'm home. Like, and I've already gone out, like, and I'm feeling like shit. It's like
the likelihood of me going out at 7 versus me at midnight, very different things. And like,
especially when you feel like shit.
And sometimes like the fact that he's not jumping up to go hang out with you just is like, that's how comfortable he is with you. Like maybe he's worried that if he bails on somebody else because like they're not as close, they might get upset or whatever. Whereas like he's comfortable enough with you to be like, I'm sorry, I'm actually sick. Like, and be honest and like expects that you're gonna have his back for that. Unless he's just a cheating piece of shit.
I mean, yeah, maybe he's a scumbag, but like, if that's your initial reaction about the person you're dating, you shouldn't be dating them.
That's the thing.
You know
If
what I
you,
mean?
if
Like-
you don't trust him, just
Yeah.
end it now for both your sakes.
If you like think he's being a scumbag about this, or like if this is something he
Yeah,
does
for,
all
for
the
that
time,
little provocation, it's like, you're sick, but you also had dinner with somebody? Nah, B.
yeah, like I don't know. It's
Yeah.
one of those things where it's like you've kind of already made up your mind about this guy, but you're sticking with him for question mark reason. All right, hit me.
Okay. My girlfriend baked all my beans.
Fuck you.
So this is by
Good
Giraffe.
callback. You know what movie is a really good romantic comedy for
This is by
callbacks?
Giraffe Zits. So he asks, how to respond to nudes? I, male, 28, just got to have a long-term relationship, 7 years. I'm trying to get back into dating. How do girl want guys to respond to them sending nudes? Only girl to send me nudes was my ex, but now I'm receiving them through Snapchat from others, particularly one girl I've been talking/flirting with for a bit. To be fair, they are more seductive photos than true nudes, and I assume she's sending them to other guys because she's also recently out of a relationship and trying to play the field. What's an appropriate response? Dick pic? A compliment that's not creepy? Say something funny? What do girls like receiving in response?
I'm going to tell you right now, this is completely out of my area of expertise. I really don't know. I never did like the nudes kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like every now and then a girl I was seeing would send me them, and
Well, that's
great.
basically
but
what he's
But
asking.
like I don't know. I would usually just say like,
Okay, well, how about instead of saying what to do, we'll do what to not do? I love how his second option is a compliment that's not creepy, as if a compliment that's creepy was also an option that he's like. Who differentiates? Like, oh, I could send this compliment that's creepy, or I could do this one that's not creepy. Like, what do you think?
yeah,
Like, yeah, no, don't go creepy. I think, right? I think we can agree on that.
this is like, I never really like figured out what my like nude angle was, other than just being like, here's my dick, which also like that didn't make me feel sexy. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah,
I didn't.
And
Like,
also, like, most girls aren't like, they like rarely hear people who are like, yes, got dick pic.
yeah, and yeah, that's my thing. Is like just like a picture of a disembodied dick is like, I don't know. Girls
Don't cut it off first.
I don't know. Like I feel like girls have way more to work with. Even just like
100%. You
even
don't
just
even
like
need to
a-
get nude to be unreal.
exactly. You know what I mean? Like just a kind of like a really nice cleavage picture. Like
Oh, yeah.
with like the bottom of
nice
your
clothes.
lips. Like yeah, you know what I mean? Like I'm there, but like what do we like? Unless you're in great shape, which I was not at the time. Like what do you?
Well, okay,
Here's-
I think you
no
don't
but.
even need to send a photo back necessarily. You could be like, hey, you look great. Like, you can do simple fucking shit like, hey, you look great, or like, oh, wow. Like, and depending on your relationship with them, like, if you haven't really done anything with them, I think it's a little soon to be like, you should come over, or like, oh, I wish you were here right now. You know what I mean? Again, it also kind of depends on the level of, like, nudity. Because he says nudes initially, but then they're not true nudes.
Yeah,
By the way, True Nude season 3 right now, so good.
I heard True Nude season 2 wasn't that good though.
No, but Colin Farrell was in it, so. Also, like, how funny would it be if True Detective was just like, at the end of all the seasons, you have to vote who was the truest detective? That's what they should do.
Yeah, like
That's-
an American Idol style.
Yeah, it sounds like a stupid reality TV show. Or
I
like,
love it.
I don't know. That's everything I always think of every time I'm watching. I'm like, are you a true detective, motherfucker? Yeah, like, you don't necessarily have to, like, just be like, dick pic.
You know what I would
Especially, okay, it sounds like it's somebody he doesn't really know very well or has had intimate relations with, or she's not even sending him a fucking full nude, so no dick pic.
Yeah.
Also, you spell pick wrong, but it sounds like he's picking his dick,
Oh no.
like a wayward nose.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
I would literally send an emoji, like the drooly face emoji.
The eyes. Send the eyes.
The eyes?
The side eyes, like the,
Oh.
That's the best emoji in the world.
I'm a big fan of the drool emoji.
What the fuck's the drool emoji?
He's like drooling. I don't know. I posted on all my girlfriend's burlesque photos now.
Okay, that's fair.
It's one of those
You gotta
things
do the
where-
eyes, man. No one knows what the drool means.
I think people know what the drill means.
I don't know. You could be ill. You could have a cough too bad to go over to your girlfriend's place.
I always literally just like, was just like, fuck. Like, damn.
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like you can verbally be like, oh shit, like, you look great, blah, 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 blah. If they prompt you for a picture, yeah, sure, send one back. If you feel like you can send something sexy, yeah, definitely. Like, you don't even need, like, I wouldn't just jump to the dick pic, because even if that's what they want, where do you go from there? Right? If you just jump to end line, like, what are you going to start putting things back on? Yeah, unless you can dress up your dick in novelty gear, in which case you're years ahead of all of us. I think, like, yeah, you can take a sexy picture of, like, you know, get that arm tense going, like, lean back in the bed, find a nice angle, you know what I mean? Like, send a nice picture, tell them they look great, you know, work from what they say. Like, it's not rocket science. I think it's easier to know what to not do. Don't jump straight to a dick pic. Don't take a dick pic while you're sitting on the toilet.
No.
We've already cured that. Well, we've solved that. I don't know if we've cured it.
Yeah. Drool emoji. This is posted by Reddit user Man I'm Tilted. Why does it matter if I come or not during sex if I enjoy myself? Oh. Hey guys, maybe you can help me out. I don't come usually during sex, which to me doesn't really bother me all that much, but my girlfriend is stressing me out because she gets upset when I don't come, which is super lame because A, it isn't her fault, and B, it's always been like this for me. Again, not complaining, I really don't mind all that much, but she's making a big deal of it. I mean, she usually finishes, which makes me happy, but now I don't even want to have sex because I know I'm going to probably not finish, and I know she's going to be upset about it. What can I do? Or why does it matter so damn much?
Well, I totally get why it matters, right? Because, like, you're always, like, if you look at any media, if you look at anything, it's always the guys come, and the guys usually come quickly. You know, I've even heard people be like, oh, at least guys always come on a one-night stand. You know? Like,
man, that is so not true for me.
Oh yeah, no, it's not true for a lot of people, but that's what people say, right?
Yeah.
Like I've lost count of the amount of girls who've been like, like, you know, one night stand for whatever, but like the guys always come, and it's like, yeah, it's usually true for me, but you know, I think some people like whiskey dick or like first time or like a bunch of things can definitely get in the way of that, but like that's where it stems from. It's just that this is factual thing that's this wrong fact that's going around, or it's being purported as a fact, but it isn't true. It's like saying all girls can have multiple orgasms.
Yeah.
You know, like some girls, they have one, they're done. I think the majority of people can, and I think the majority of guys do come like often enough, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, and I think it's just those facts that get blown out of proportion. I actually had a question. Well, it wasn't really a question. It was more of like a vent where someone wrote and was just like, can you fucking stop saying. And it was after one of our episodes where we had basically been like, look, make her come during foreplay and then get to stuff and make her come again. Like, kind of, we offhandedly said that. And I was going to bring it to the show, even though it wasn't directed at us, where she was basically just saying, like, can people please stop saying that over and over again? Because I can only come once. And after that, I get really uncomfortable and I get really sensitive and I get whatever. But every guy everywhere is always like, no, you're wrong. And we'll try to do it, and it's uncomfortable and it's painful, and I'll literally say no, and they'll keep going. And like a few people were like, yup. So
yeah, that's fair.
I think it's one of those things where like, but like we all pretty much think it to a certain degree, and like everybody's pretty self-conscious in bed and like wants to do well and make their partner happy. So like you put all those things together, and it's a clusterfuck.
Yeah, I mean it boils down to again like something like that where you tell someone, if you're like, hey, like, well, we'll go light on the foreplay because, you know, I'm a one and done kind of girl. Mm-hmm. I've definitely been with girls where, like, I've been doing my thing and they're like, okay, you need to stop. And I'm like, that's kind of like the opposite of what I'm used to hearing. But
yeah.
Okay. And they're like, yeah, no, that's cool. But, like, you know, if I finish, I need
that cool down.
I'm going to dry up and that's that.
Yeah.
And I would like to fuck.
That's the thing, like, everyone's different.
But it's like, you know what I mean? Like, if she had just sat there and been like, well, I guess this is happening.
Yeah,
it's
that
like,
would
it
suck.
sucks.
Or if you had listened and not believed her either.
Yeah.
You know? And I think, like I was just dealing with the why it's a big deal at the start. And I think we all know. Like, we all get it. Like, in any sexual encounter, we should always want to make our partner happy. As what we're talking about now is, I guess, like, how to fix it, which is you fucking listen to your partner.
Yeah, and like the thing that he seems to say is like he's like, I have fun having sex.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And like I totally get where this guy's coming from. I think I have the most fun during, like, you know what I mean? Like sex for me isn't about coming. It's like about having sex.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I really enjoy the time that my girlfriend and I spend fucking.
Oh yeah, of course.
And it's like if it was like a orgasm thing, it's like fuck, I can jerk off. I can make myself come, you know what I mean? It's like whatever. But it's like the intimacy and the feeling of like being with someone and
exactly, yeah, and like pleasuring somebody else as well. Like that's super fun. Like there are times where I've had sex and not come that I've enjoyed more than times where I've come but I'm not sure they've had as much fun. You know what I mean? Like, and I think also like if you know you're not going to come, it's not that big of a deal. Like if you're going again too quickly after you already went, or if like you're a little bit drunk or tired or whatever, but somebody still wants to fuck, and you know you're not going to come, and you have sex with them, like you're gonna have fun. I think if like you don't know, and then in midway, like again, maybe you're too drunk or tired or anything, and you realize you're not going to, that's when it fucking sucks, I find. Whereas like if you know, so this person, if that's their thing, you know, if they're used to it, like, yeah, I totally get it why it wouldn't necessarily be a big deal. I think if it came out of nowhere and you weren't used to it, that would suck. But...
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, it sounds like it's like one of those things where you're gonna have to sit your girlfriend down and be like, "Hey, like, if you didn't do it for me, I wouldn't get hard." You know what I mean?
Or like I wouldn't be with you.
Yeah, it's like I'm satisfied. I'm sexually satisfied, and just be like, don't equate me coming with sexual satisfaction. Is the word I'm looking for? Satisfaction. And I think that's a big thing. I think especially for like dudes, because we're not seen as like intimate or like emotional when it comes to sex. We're usually depicted as like, you know,
just
a jackhammer finish and like we roll over and go to sleep. Like that's sort of like the general male
like stereotype
mural that has been painted.
Ooh, I like that.
You like that?
Yeah.
But like I think a lot of guys aren't like that. Where we're perfectly content being intimate with our partner, and if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Yeah. And I think the best way to do it would be like draw an equivalency of being like, look, there are days where I can't make you come, and I know that's not like, I know that's, you know what I mean? Like I'm not going to get super upset about that. And like this is just the way my body works. And,
well, yeah, like,
and like, sorry, but like I can't change that. And if that's going to be a deal breaker for you, sorry, but like I literally cannot change the way that my body works.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think you really have to be open with people, and like they're probably in their own head about it. They're probably thinking badly about themselves. Like reassure them, because when you don't know any better, like if you honestly are worried that your partner's just saying it to make you feel better or whatever, like you're gonna get in your head about it, and like, you know, reassure them, let them know, but like be open and just like literally let them know that's what your body is like. So
yeah, it'd be like if you were dating a girl who was a squirter and you were like, I don't like when you squirt, don't squirt. You know what I mean? It's like well, you know, that pretty much just puts a whole fucking kibosh on just sex being fun.
Exactly,
because the whole time you're just gonna be like, fuck, I don't want to come, I don't want to squirt, I don't want. You know what I mean? It's like, and then sex isn't about anything other than that. Yeah, exactly. And that's pretty much what's happened to this guy, where it's like sex is now just about him not being able to
exactly.
come.
He's never gonna have fun doing that.
And let me tell you,
that's gonna make him not come.
Yeah, if you tell someone like, what
you
like,
have to come,
like,
okay, you're gonna be way more likely to come when someone tells you not to, than if someone's like, you gotta come right now.
Yeah. I've definitely been with people who have been like, are you close? And I'm like, I was, but not anymore.
I know.
You done fucked that up.
When people like do that way too early, or like kind of like apropos of nothing, and you're like, great. Yeah. Super. But then they just get down on their knees and they're like, you're not allowed to come till I say. And you're like, well, this got a lot harder.
Yeah. Literally and figuratively.
Oh, shit.
All right, hit me with one.
You know what? I think I'm going to do the question. You ready?
Yep.
You know the question, though.
I do.
Because, guess what, guys? This is the first time we have gotten a message over our Facebook Messenger that hasn't been somebody trying to hit on us.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, or, like, try to find someone to fuck through us?
Yeah, or trying to get us to hack other people's messages for them. That one still weirds me out. So this is from friend of the show, Agent Cody Wanks.
I'm sure that joke has been made before.
It was pretty fucking
But
good.
let me tell you, I don't think I've ever heard it before, and it made me actually laugh. So thank you for that.
Yeah. So their question says, I went on a first date with a girl this Friday. I went to a couple bars and it was great. We hit off real good, got on super well, went back to hers, just made out loads. Sounds like a good date. Next, that was me, not them. I shouldn't interject. Anyway, the next day, Saturday, she texted me to ask if I want to go over to her place and hang out. I'm really into her, so I said yes. We didn't hook up or anything, just stayed up all night and chatted and kissed a whole bunch again. Is seeing someone in such a short space of time, first date and second date within 24 hours, weird? I know you should just go what feels right, but do you think there's any real drawback with seeing her so much so soon? I assume this isn't usual practice. When dating someone, I was thinking about whether I should see her less frequently moving forward. Like I said, she's great. She's really into me as far as I can tell. Boom.
Here's the thing. I'm kind of torn on this question. And this is strictly from, like, my dating experience.
Mm-hmm.
One, I think you're doing it right.
Yep.
You're not playing that stupid bullshit, like, I'm going to wait, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that for no reason, just other than, like, arbitrary
Exactly.
bullshit.
Like, if there was a reason to not meet up with them and you were like, oh, there's this reason, so I didn't, sure. But the fact that you didn't just do it that's great.
Like if you have a great first date and then, like, she's free the next day and she's like, hey, I'd like to see you again, and you would also like to see her, there's no reason not to hang out. There's no reason not to go on that next date within 24 hours.
No. It also makes me think better of her because she's also not playing by these bullshit rules.
So I think you've got, like, a really solid sort of connection and communication line here.
And
so,
she
like,
sounds cool.
Yeah. Also, this is a side thing, but, like, did you look at his profile picture?
No.
Let me just tell you, his outfit, killing it.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. I don't want to say anything about it because I don't want anyone to, like,
Yeah, that's fair.
you know what I mean, like, MacGyver out or figure out who he is.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, you are right, though.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
So, here's where I got, like, hung up on it is I definitely burnt out on people. When I was single and, like, seeing multiple people and going on multiple dates in a week, I would, like, find someone I really liked and then spend a lot of time with them and then be like, well, I kind of, like, I don't, like, I've lost it. We burnt out.
Okay. That is a you thing, though, maybe.
Yeah, no, that's
know?
what I'm saying. It's like that's coming from, like, my own personal experience, and I will preface that with saying, like, this was during my sort of, like, dark period in which I was filling a lot of,
I can't wait
like,
till we
my
have
own...
like Dark Dane fan art.
It was like when I was filling sort of, like, my own insecurities and inadequacies and unhappiness with sex and, like, stuff like that.
A few things. One, like, I doubt there's anyone you burned out with that you then were like, oh my god, they were perfect. Like, it would probably happen for a reason, right? Secondly, there's a difference between seeing somebody too much and in too short. You know what I mean? Like, if they then hung out the next 7 days, that would be one thing.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what happened. Like, I would see...
well, that's what I'm saying.
I would go on a date with someone and, like, maybe we'd kiss, but then, like, or one of us would booty call the other, and then, like, it would be sort of like a week-long, like, intense thing, and then just, like...
the best.
And then I would just be like... Meh.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think if you went and you hung out with them that second time, and then they were like, oh, do you want to see me again tomorrow? And you were like, yeah, cool. And then they're like, you want to see me again tomorrow? I think, like, the longer that goes on, the more maybe a bit of a break is a good thing. You know what I mean? I think having, like, that contact again within 24 hours, totally cool. I think it speaks good for her and it speaks good for the date. And I think it's good for both of you that you're not hung up on this bullshit idea. I do think, if somebody wanted to keep hanging out every day for 7 or 8 or 9 days or whatever, like, it definitely, like, the longer it goes on, the weirder it might get, because, like, if they have that much time to dedicate to somebody they don't really know, and are willing to, like, then it stops becoming like we get on so much, and maybe more of a, like, they don't have anything else in their life. You know what I mean? Because, like, I don't think you can be, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like if you're leading, like, a rational, well-adjusted life, you have friends and a job and, like, family and all these things that will presumably get in the way of you being able to spend 9 days straight with some person you just met. Yeah. You know? Unless you're, like, new to a city and all that stuff. But even then, you're becoming their crutch for that. What I was going to say is, again, totally cool seeing somebody within that period, but I would err on the side of caution if you're the one suggesting it again. You know what I mean? Like, to not seem like you're being too...
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Again, I don't think there's anything wrong with doing it, but I do find, like, there's nothing wrong whatsoever with being like, yeah, totally, let's do it. But sometimes it can be construed the wrong way if you do present it too quickly, which I think is part of that stupid, like, wait rule. And you know.
You don't want to seem desperate.
Yeah. Again, I don't think you should ever not do that if you want to, but just I would take caution not to appear too desperate.
Yeah, if you're the one making the plans, maybe, like, chill. You know what I mean? Like, if you made the date the first time and then you were also, like, the next to be like, hey, you want to hang out? And then, like, number 3, you really want to see her again, you're like, want to hang out? Yeah, I see what you're saying. It's like, maybe don't... It's fine to be like, keep the pressure, you know what I mean, in terms of communication.
I guess
know what I mean?
basically what we're saying is, like, don't overdo it.
Yeah.
On either side of the issue. But I think that can kind of go for everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think the thing is like, do it feels natural.
Yeah.
Like just, this seems like it's all happening very organically, and that's 100% the way that dating should be. It shouldn't be like these weird, like 10 years ago when there were these like guidelines of like, don't do this after these amount of days and this and this and this and this. And like,
if you're
and, like,
at all thinking like, oh, okay, I have to wait X amount of time before anything, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, so like if you don't have these like weird parameters that you've set, you're gonna have a better time, and it sounds like you're having a good time.
Yeah.
So I would say keep doing what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. See, I love how this was a good, like, it's a good situation that we both had to then come up with how it could go wrong because it's good.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, we've had to reach to like think of ways to be like, well, in this scenario, but like, no, it's a good thing, and like, I hope it keeps going well. Your go.
Oh yeah, it is my go.
Yeah, that was me.
This is from Reddit user J_DX2. My girlfriend is embarrassed when she makes noise. When my girlfriend,
that one.
Really?
Yeah.
When my girlfriend, female 25, and I, male 25, are having sex, we always enjoy every bit of it. However, when she is in the moment, she loses all control over her body, including her voice. It starts really slow and will eventually end in screaming. Usually this is even louder than in porn. To be completely honest, I love it. It really lets me know that she's having a good time, and it's a great turn-on. However, my girlfriend is always embarrassed after we're done. She's always scared that someone will hear us. I told her that the neighbor will not hear us because he's deaf, and I indirectly asked the neighbor downstairs if she hears us, and she said no. How can I help my girlfriend to learn that it's all right to let go in the act, and that there's nothing to be embarrassed about?
I will say, I once slept with someone, and they roared and screamed so much that it was like porn for the hard of hearing. Like, and it was the worst.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of like screamers. And that's,
I will say, when it's natural and cool, and maybe this different, this girl, like, for like, it seemed so
like,
fake. It just seemed, you wouldn't even do anything. She'd be like, like, what? Am I a flame? Are you being burnt by, like, what?
Are you going through stigmata right now?
Yeah, no, it was awful. And like, I think her thing was, she was like, yeah, no, like, because we talked about it, I was like, look, I just, want a heads up, like, you don't need, like, because I thought she needed to or whatever. She was like, no, I just really enjoyed doing it. And I was like, oh, God.
Yeah, can you just turn that down to like a 6?
Yeah.
You're at like a 16.
Yeah, no, like,
just turn that down. Yeah, no, I was once with a girl who, like, screamed narration, and I was just like,
I wonder what those walls felt like being painted, she thought.
No, it was
he
more
barrel
like,
rolled his breasts.
Like she would just scream what I was doing to her, and I was like, I know I'm here, and I would really rather my roommate not know every move I'm pulling.
Maybe
right
he
now.
paid her to get a better, like, in-depth kind of look at what was going on.
Maybe
like, he's like, I wonder what
he felt
he's
left
doing.
out.
He's like, I wonder what he's doing in there. She's like, I could tell you. And he was like, yeah, cool. And she's like, he's walking towards the bed. Oh, his knees touch the covers. He's looming over me now. He looks confused. He's holding his ears in pain.
I will say maybe not the deaf neither, but like 100% the person who lives below you.
Oh, his hair. Then
they
being
hear
polite.
you. Yeah. Also, like, how do you indirectly just be like, hey, you ever hear anything coming from my apartment?
You ever hear women screaming from my... What? Okay, good. Keep it that way.
Yeah.
Like, they definitely think you're a serial killer now.
This is the thing. It's like, if you've ever heard anything from her apartment...
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, gauge what she's doing. Is she having...
Were they screaming? Yeah. She's heard you.
Yeah, it's like...
I promise you she's heard you.
We got these new floors, actually, that are really cool. They let the sounds of plates clinking come through the floorboards, but they don't let screaming go down. It's gravity, actually. But the opposite.
First apartment, I don't know what the fuck was going on above me, but it sounded like someone was just, like, every half hour, 20 minutes, was just taking a bag of marbles and just being like, and we drop them.
Maybe they were.
Yeah.
That's their fetish.
Maybe it was like Kevin McAllister, like home loading, just like constantly.
Maybe that's the thing. Maybe someone's like, they're going to reboot it one day, and I'm getting ahead of the fucking curve. Never try and go to their apartment.
It's just paint cans rigged up,
fucking you're like
scalding hot doorknobs.
You're knocking on the door to see if they heard you, and you just die. Kill with a paint can to the head.
Just like sitting on the top of the apartment, just whipping bricks off it.
My ex's apartment, I don't know how, but there was like a vent or something, or something that we would get the sound of a nearby apartment, and it mustn't have been like we only got loud noises, and those loud noises were when they practiced steel drums. So like we'd be fucking during the summer, and you just hear like, and it was so fucking funny.
For like the rest of the podcast, just you.
Steel drumming. He would always play Under the Sea as well. It was so funny because like, and no offense to all the steel drummers listening, but like, it's the least sexy music in the world. There's nothing sexy about steel drum whatsoever.
Yeah, like I don't even.
You're trying to get down and like. You can't have slow sensual sex to something that's ding 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 boo doo, and you also can't just like have dirty like passionate sex. So like like it's like fucking to a xylophone. Like you just can't do it.
Yeah, there's something.
It was so funny.
I don't even equate to like the Caribbean. I literally think of like what white people think the Caribbean is. You know what I mean? It's like. It's
probably not wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. What the fuck
Back
is
to
this
the
question?
I think let her know how hot you find it.
Yeah.
Emphasize how deaf your neighbor is. Tell her about those special floorboards, and you'll be fine.
Or what you can do is like turn it into a game, like cover her mouth. You know what I mean? Like tell her to be quiet. There are things you can do.
Fill her mouth full of baked beans.
Like take sort of like control of the situation. Like I used to do this thing with one of the girls I used to sleep with, who was very, very loud. Mm-hmm. And I would tell her to like be quiet, and if she made too much noise, I would stop. Mm-hmm. And it was sort of like this punishment reward situation where like, and like I think it heightened the pleasure for her because she was focusing more on like keeping quiet.
Exactly.
And like it's like if someone's telling you not to laugh at something, it's going to be more funny. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly. And also like if it's the kind of thing that like you can't necessarily control all that well, like then it's going to happen at some point, and then all that sexual tension is going to keep getting heightened. Yeah. It is a fun game to play, 100%.
And that's the thing. It's like, and then you're incomplete. Like you don't have to do anything. Like if you're prone to like maybe finishing a little too early, like you can literally like just go so slow and like tease the fuck out of her because she's gonna want to do it.
Yeah, and it's gonna like the better it gets, the more heightened it's gonna be for her. The more likely she is to be noisy, and you just get to have that shit-eating grin and be like, "Gotcha."
Yeah,
and then like, it's gonna be so great for her.
Depending on like the level of like physicality you do, it's like there could be even like more. You know what I mean? Like it could be a light slap in the face. It could be like a hand over the mouth. It could be a slap in the ass. Like depending on what you guys are comfortable doing, like you can incorporate something she's embarrassed about, and like that will make her less embarrassed about it. I think if she finds like that there is a place in your sexual relationship for this thing that she's embarrassed about, she'll be like, oh, okay, this is like what we have now.
That's a very good way to put that. Fuck, we got man murals. We got places in our sexual relationships for this.
I think this whiskey, I think I've bonded with it.
Yeah,
Last week it was...
I'm sorry, I got us some cultured ass fucking whiskey.
Yeah.
But no, that's totally great. But also, like, even without doing that, you can just, like, if you're okay with it, your neighbors are either too polite or too deaf to care, then fucking just let her know that you're okay with it, like, honestly. Two, that you find it hot. Because, like, that's even better than just being okay with it. It's like, that thing turns me the fuck on. And, like, you know, like, normalize it. Like, talk about it. Let her know it was super hot. Play games with it. Like, the more it's not this elephant in the room or, like, this thing that she just has to kind of, like, think about by herself, the easier it's going to be for her.
Yeah. And, just, like, when she really gets going, like, just let her know. Just be like, I'm literally going to make you scream.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like...
Yeah, tell her while you're fucking like, I love hearing you moan. I love hearing you scream. Like, fuck yeah, just like let that girl know.
But like, don't
piss
keep yourself.
off that neighbor.
Your neighbor hears you.
Oh yeah, she
honestly
hates.
Your fucking deaf neighbor probably also hears you.
He feigned deafness just because it was so bad. We've all done it.
Fuck, I can't remember. At one point, the guy who lived above us approached my roommate in the parking lot and was like, "Hey man, is that you having all that sex down?" And my roommate was like, "Nah, it's not me, that's my roommate." He's like, "The guy fucks crazy," or something like that. And like at that point, anytime I would run into him, it was like he knew who I was, and like he knew who I was, and it was just so uncomfortable. That's my story. But let's sex.
Yeah. That's
And those things
what I love is like he clearly had no issue, or like maybe he was just so annoyed that one day. Or he had no issue with coming up and asking someone if it was the sex that they had once. But not twice. Because once he knew it was you, he never mentioned it to you.
Yeah.
And he never came up and said anything to you. So, like, was he just so annoyed that day? Or did he just have one... He was like, fuck, I gotta choose. I'm picking him. And then he was like, nope, that's it.
And to be fair, it's like, if you put me and my old roommate side by side, I would totally guess he was the one. Just like...
I'd touch him.
Yeah. All right, you got one?
Yeah. Divorce on table because husband and I can't agree on baby's name. By throwaway 01928351. Have you read this one?
No.
Okay, great. Hello, Reddit. This title might look funny, but it's an actual problem between me, 23-year-old female, and my husband, a 24-year-old male. We've been dating for a year, been married for 2 years. They got married before they started dating. No, I assume they dated, then married. So it's been 3 years. Got pregnant 7 months ago, so recently we started discussing a name for the baby. Ever since we found out it's going to be a girl, my husband wants to name it his ex's name. It's not any ex, but the one he dated for a long period of time and loved the most. In the beginning of our relationship, we had many problems because of her, but she moved away and the problems went away. He really loved her and he never hid that from me, but I thought it was over when she moved away. Now he made it clear he wants the baby to have that name, but I can name the second child. When I asked him why he wants that name so badly, he said just because he and his ex didn't work out doesn't mean he doesn't want something to keep reminding him of her. He doesn't understand how much it's affecting me and keeps saying, it's just the hormones.
Yikes.
Is he still in love with the ex? Or is it normal that he wants to name our child like that? Thank you. And the first answer to this, I knew a woman who wanted to name her baby after an ex. She ended up stabbing her boyfriend, just putting that out there.
Holy fuck.
This guy is a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Like...
I mean, I think this is the best example of why you don't get married after 3 fucking years, or rather 1 year of dating.
Yeah. Like, what I love is, like, we had problems, but then she moved away. How long were those problems before you got married? Like,
at least a year.
I would assume,
or less than a year, because they were only dating for a fucking year and then got married.
Yeah.
They're fucking 23.
I know.
Like, that was my, like, I was like, okay, I know 100% this is going to end in a spectacular train wreck because you're young as fuck.
Yeah.
You dated for a year and then got married.
Yeah. Like, if you love somebody that much, there's no rush. That's the thing. The only reason to get married that quickly or whatever is you want a tax break, you want citizenship, or you're fucking terrified that they're going to leave you. At which point, don't get the government involved.
Yeah. Also, you can get that tax break. Like, my girlfriend and I are almost common law. We're almost, like, legally married.
Shit. Do you think I can get that with my roommate?
I mean, yeah.
Like, just, they
Gay
don't
marriages.
they don't have to know.
I mean, I think they might have to, like... Actually, I don't know.
Oh.
I'm sure there's some sort of screening process where they look into it. Because, like, at that other... Like, me and my old roommate could have been... We lived together for, like, 7 years.
I want a tax break.
I honestly don't even think there's going to be that much of a tax break.
Can we get a tax break for being in this closet for so long?
Maybe.
Okay.
Podcast tax break?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, back to it. Okay, the question. Is he still in love with his ex, or is this normal to say?
100% normal. You're fine. Keep moving.
Oh, man.
Just ignore all the warning signs that you did in the first year and just keep pounding through your marriage, you fucking lunatic.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I shouldn't put this on her. It's both of them. They've both made terrible decisions.
Yeah.
And now this poor child is going to enter into the world with these two train wrecks of parents.
You know what's the worst thing is? Like, this is not going to stop at that name, right? Like, he's not just going to be like, oh, her name's Claire. That's done. He's going to be like...
fucking Claire. Who is Claire to you?
No, I say Clara, you fuck. I changed it up just for you. Clara, me and you. Meet me at the woods. I don't think I've ever dated or hooked up or even been romantically inclined towards a Clara.
That doesn't matter.
Not that the Claras I know are not attractive, but I think you all have
Claras do you know?
boyfriends. I know at least one. Congratulations on your engagement.
It was fast, but...
Yeah, and...
It's going to be weird when you name her kid Niall.
Anyway. No, I don't know. It's an easy name. Like, I should shake up my name game. Okay, this ex is going to be Rose.
Okay.
The wife is going to be Gamelda. And the hubby's going to be... John.
Sean?
John.
Strawn.
John.
Strawn.
Yeah, there you go.
Got it.
Like, John isn't just going to be like, hey, Rose, this is a great name, now I'm going to live my life normally. He's going to message fucking Grade. I forget their fucking names already. He's going to message... Oh, wait, no, he's going to message actual Rose and be like, hey, look, it's my kid. It's your name. And he's going to use that as some, like, flirt with her. Like, he doesn't just want to be like, yeah, I'm going to live in isolation from this woman I've named my child after.
He's going to, like...
He's going to message her all the time. Yeah,
he's
be
going
like,
to tag her.
He's 100% going to do this. It's going to get weird. He's going to try and fuck his ex because he named his kid her name.
Or he's going to fuck his kid.
I hope not. It's a weird situation, and it's not normal.
This is the fucking worst situation.
Gamelda, get out of there. John doesn't
telling you.
need you. Or you don't need each other. It's bad.
I'm telling you guys, please, 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 don't get married after a year. Don't do it.
Take things slow because, like, you're just ruining your life otherwise.
A year is not nearly enough time to find out how crazy someone is.
No. People are really good at hiding that shit.
Yeah. You literally do not know how crazy someone is until after a year's passed.
Yeah, but also, like, you
and
shouldn't even be living together after a year.
Yeah. Like if you
Unless you're looking
are
for that
having-
sweet tax break.
if you are having troubles in your relationship because of an ex and less than a year has passed, that is not the sign to be going and getting married.
Yeah. Also, if your excuse for why it's good is like, oh, she moved away. So you didn't solve it or deal with anything. She's just far.
Yeah.
Like the taste of baked beans.
After you freeze them.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But
see, here's the most upsetting thing is there's a kid involved. Like this kid is so fucked.
can you imagine? It's like, Mommy, where's my name from? Well, that slut.
Yeah.
It's like, no, your dad wanted you to be, and like, okay, I honestly, even if like it was some great ex who died, I still think it's kind of weird.
Here's the thing: it's like it's fine if you want to honor something that you've gone through, but like that kid isn't.
Well, that's the thing.
That
You're
kid
putting
isn't a
that on
fucking
someone else's
painting
life.
that you hang up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And it's also something that like the partner and the mother
is
has
unhappy
to deal with.
Yeah,
it's
and
again,
also,
it's not something you can like just if you want to keep a framed picture of your dead ex on your desk. Okay, cool.
Sure.
But you know what? Your fucking wife doesn't have to go in every day and look at it and take care of it when it's sick and fucking love it.
Yeah, and like say like Hush Rose and then grimace every time they say the name. That kid's gonna have a weird
and every time,
nickname from the mom. The mom's never gonna call her that name. She's gonna be like Ro.
Yeah.
Now she's
And, like,
an
every
action you do
time
on the boat.
He says that he loves her.
Yep.
Like, that's not going to be a paternal thing for her. That's going to be like...
it's all going to be weird. Don't fuck with kids. Like, don't make somebody's name anything other than about them.
Yeah.
Because, like, you literally have to live with that.
Fine, when she's a baby, fuck it. Babies don't know shit. But, like, when she's 18... And, like,
What's the name of this?
This comes to light, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this kid is going to overhear the inevitable fight
Yeah.
that is going to, like, come out of this
Or
decision.
Auntie Rose is going to come visit from Germany.
Yeah.
And Daddy and Auntie Rose are going to spend a lot of time upstairs in the fucking bedroom, knocking over books and bags of marbles.
Yeah.
Thank God they can only hear clinking plates from down there.
Yeah, and not fucking screams.
Yeah, just and also... If someone has a legitimate concern with your fucking relationship and you're just saying, no, it's the hormones, shut up, you're an ass.
Yeah.
You're a dick.
This guy just seems like just a 100% fucking asshole who doesn't care about anyone but himself and
Rose.
his ex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Dan?
Oh
My God.
It's fucking Dan.
That's why... Oh, and this was posted. That's why he hasn't been posting. He's too busy with the baby.
That's true. It was 7 months ago. So...
Mm-hmm. But this was posted 27 days ago. So it had already been 7 months, which means it's now
she's
final.
creeping on the due date.
Mm-hmm. She's crowning.
Yeah. So that's where Dan's been.
That's where Dan's been. Oh my God.
Ugh.
Anyway, just
the
like
thought of Dan having a child.
PSA, don't. Just don't.
Everyone,
Just
slow.
don't.
If there's a red flag in your relationship, do not get married to that person until you bury that red flag. And burying that red flag doesn't mean that they've moved away.
Yeah.
Just because you no longer get to see that red flag doesn't mean it's gone. All right, let's do one more. I got one more in me. This is from Reddit user Throw a Yay 111. Disgusted by my own kink. I, 24 female, love it when my boyfriend has sex with me while he's watching porn. I don't mean we watch it together. I mean I'm under a pillow, face down, so I'm literally just a vagina for him to use for his own pleasure. I fucking love it. I've never been so turned on before. I really struggle with arousal and it's always had to use lubricant, but not when he's using me. And using is in quotes. Mm-hmm. I can even come without tensing on my stomach and leg muscles, something I have to do to achieve orgasm. But afterwards I feel so horrible and dirty. I literally let my boyfriend use me as a sex toy while he thinks about fucking other women. It wouldn't be a problem if I could say no more, which is what I do after every time, but as soon as I get drunk /high/horny, I just can't help myself. It is truly the best sex ever, and yet when it's over I still feel disgusting and shameful. Doesn't help that I think my boyfriend prefers it to normal sex, but then again, I do too. Please help.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with liking to be like submissive and like to, like what are the words? Like I want to say degraded or like stuff like that. Like a lot of people are turned on by that. That's very common. That's one of the most common ways to be turned on.
Yeah, like humiliation is like one of the most common sort of like dom sub kinks.
Yeah.
And
like,
it's like
there's nothing wrong with that. And like even like I don't even think that he's watching porn and going, yeah, this like, you know what I mean? Like porn is just a route. Like, you know what I mean? He's not going, this specific person, not you. You know what I mean?
I bet that, like, if you remove porn from the equation,
he probably isn't even looking at that
it
much.
would do the exact same fucking thing. You know what I mean? Like, I think porn is more for like her.
It's like a crutch almost,
mental
or
thing?
it's one of those things, right? It's a way to achieve it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I think it's one of those things where like I think she is so into being used, and I say that in like a consensual.
Yeah, in
like
a consensual sex. Like she says she likes it, and it's like a thing. It's not like
I think the porn is probably more her part of the equation than it is his. You know what I mean? Because like, I'm sure he's like he can fucking watch porn and jerk off.
Yeah, that's the thing. I very much doubt he's like, hey, you want to put on porn and I can fuck you? She's probably, and especially because she even says it's like when she gets drunk, when she gets high, like. It's not that she's swayed. Yeah. It's that's when she wants it, which is probably just when she builds up the courage to do it because, she's, insecure about it, which is fine. Like, But you're allowed to like stuff like that, especially when it's consensual and it's not harmful.
That's the thing. You
And,
can
like-
fucking anything. If everyone's on board with it,
Yeah.
you're allowed to do whatever you want. Like if
Once
if,
everyone's of sound mind and able to consent.
yeah, like if
You know.
if you know what I mean, like slathering peanut butter all over each other,
Sure,
or like
if you're into that.
If that's what you want, and your boyfriend's like, "I'm so fucking down,"
Yeah.
then fucking go for it.
But I feel like some people just like they don't think it's okay for themselves to like that, which clearly is what this girl feels, and that's not true.
I think it comes down to where people think that whenever they participate in either like a submissive or any sort of like humiliation fantasy or anything like that, is they're taking sort of agency away from themselves or like degrading themselves as a person as opposed to satisfying a sexual urge.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's a completely different thing. It's like a woman who wants to be tied to a post and whipped sexually does not think that she's property in her like day-to-day
Yeah.
life. You know what I mean? Like 9 times out of 10, I would even wager that like those
They're
are
probably the more like
the more
you know,
dominant women in like their social lives and their
Yeah.
like sort of like non-sexual life. But I think people who aren't familiar with or that experience in like that kind of sexual realm.
Do we know what age they are?
I think she said 23.
Okay,
so, like,
that
still
makes
fairly
sense.
young.
That makes sense because I feel like people usually get developed in their kinks as they grow older because like when you're younger you don't necessarily want to like there's always that fear of blowback or reprisal if you're like, hey, I'm into this thing, and like someone's like, what the fuck, and then you end up on Reddit and we laugh at your horse fetish on this podcast. We didn't laugh. We did anyway.
Oh, we did, but
There was an update, by the way. He bought a horse mask and a dragon dildo and is committed to entering into this fetish with her because, as he put it, he loves her enough that the discomfort caused by it, like it's not actually harmful. He just was like, fuck it, I can do this for her if she loves it so much.
yeah,
And that's
like,
cool.
And I think that, I mean, I don't know this relationship and I can't like,
Or
really-
do you?
But like it's one of those things where I'm like, I pretty much feel like this guy's probably like, okay, sure. Like if you want me to do this, all right.
Oh, this one? Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm sure he's
And
like,
you know
I
what?
would love to know who initiated it or like who, like how this started. I would love to know the first time this happened.
I bet she brought it up while drunk or something. Or she was like, I don't know. It sounds like it was her thing. Or if not, he said that she agreed to it and then was like, I fucking love it.
Yeah. But that's the thing is like, what matters is you fucking love it.
Yeah.
So like,
You love it and you both want to do it.
Yeah.
So, like, there's nothing wrong with that. I do think maybe aftercare could be a more necessary part of this because, like, she seems to actually, like, let the fun degradation then become actual, like, degradation. Like, oh, I bet he actually was this or he whatever. So, like, I'll bet that he doesn't know that you actually are internalizing and getting a little sad about some of the parts. And that it lingers afterwards, because he's probably just like, that was so fun, and he's lying there with a happy dick.
yeah.
If you are listening, man, I think, like, just like, cuddle her, like, tell her she's awesome, like, make sure she knows that, like, this was a thing for both of you with each other, you know what I mean? Like,
Make eye contact and like,
yeah, like,
hold
afterwards, give her a
and-
kiss,
yeah.
like, tell her she's fucking awesome, and, like, you know, turn it for, like, make sure that you round it off with that stuff, instead of just, like, you know, because she's clearly not 100% comfortable with, despite liking it, and like, you know, just mature it a little bit together.
Yeah, I mean, like I've had experience where like girls who really liked like being slapped and being choked and like being called a slut and like all that kind of stuff, and like this is stuff they wanted from me. But I've always made sure that like afterwards, I didn't even think about this, but yeah, like there's that aftercare is super important in that kind of relationship. Even if it's just like something as simple as like if there's like redness from like any strikes from it, like on the ass or whatever, like rub them or like kiss them or you know what I mean, like not apologize, but show that like that was a sexual thing.
Yeah,
and, like,
exactly.
And that the care you have for them now is taking over, and like now you want to make the things that you did during sex time better.
Yeah, exactly. And like, again, once everyone's down for it, but just like make sure they know that, you know, you still care about them.
Yeah, know that there's a line between like,
Sex play and life.
yeah, like yes, you might be a vagina to be used during this kind of sex, but like I don't think hopefully he doesn't see you like that
I would
in the
doubt
day-to-day life.
that.
You know what I mean?
I would
It's
hope
like when
not.
you guys are having breakfast in the morning, I hope he's not just like, Look at this fucking vagina. Eating her Cheerios, just shoving Cheerios up there.
Ugh. It sounded like he was flashing his vagina, the first one. And now she's putting Cheerios in hers. This is a weird breakfast, but I dig it.
Yeah, that's what I'm into.
It's the best Cheerios ad I've ever.
Vaginal breakfast.
Ugh. Oh, it's my favorite band. All right. Do you want funny and dramatic, or do you want just some horrific seduction shit?
Go with your heart.
Okay. I'm not going to read the title. There was no cheating, and I'm not going to break up with anyone. Just looking for some anonymous, crowdsourced advice. My girlfriend is rad, fun, smart, and sexy. She's also very comfortable destroying my environment with her farts. I love her, nasty-ass gas or not, but it's getting old. I'll preempt the usual questions. She rips ass the same amount as any other person. Healthy, fine, nothing wrong. Problem is, I don't like it when she torches the room while I'm sitting on the couch with her. I try to communicate that, and she doesn't take it seriously. And it is funny, which is why I don't know how to communicate how much I don't like it. To be fair, I rip ass like anyone else too, but I understand my farts are fuego, so I'll generally aim for a window. I don't get that same courtesy, though. When we're at home alone together, she just releases. No discretion, not a fuck given in the world about my nostrils and watering eyes. In all seriousness, how do I communicate a ceasefire without coming off as an asshole?
Oh, boy.
You can't have a ceasefire without a war.
You need to go to all-you-can-eat sushi.
You need to figure out what it is that gets your guts rumbling. Eat like 7 just raw heads of broccoli.
Wait. Bake all the beans.
Find all of her beans. Bake them. But here's the twist. Don't freeze them. Eat them. Eat them. Eat every fucking bean. Every bean. Every fucking bean. Yeah, no, 100%. Like, you have to take her to school.
Yeah.
And like this
that's the way to do it. Get
thing.
it so bad that she's like, dude, what the fuck? And you say, I will if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, no one's ever like no country's ever been like, hey, you want a ceasefire? It's like, we're not fighting.
Yeah, if someone's just like kicking the shit out of you on the side of the road and you're just lying in the fetal position, you don't go, hey, call truce? Because that's not truce. That's I'll stop beating you and I'll stop being beaten.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're wailing and he's wailing and you're both just watering eyes and flaming nostrils, then you can be like, yo, we're gonna
let's cool this off.
Make this a Cold War?
Yeah, this is getting out of hand or out of ass. And yeah, you need to like boil something special for her, and then invite her into a room, and then just fucking lock her in. Get her into a closet. If you have a walk-in closet,
Tell her you. Oh, I controlled the door here, motherfucker.
I'm trying to get my phone.
You know what you need to do? Tell her you've a horse fetish. Fart in the horse mask and make her put on.
Yes!
What's-
You need to get so devious with your ass treachery.
That's treachery. You know what's really funny, though? Is a few comments down, original poster says, I've thought about retaliation, but it's a slippery slope, and I'm not sure that's where I want to take this relationship.
Yeah, I think, like, let's be real. You gotta do it. Like, you gotta, like, just, even if you're just sitting on the couch and you just, like, ass up on her face, just, oof, right in her face, and just be like, that's the last one.
Someone says, are they silent but deadly or loud as fuck kind? And then says, want to leave a lasting impact? Hold her down whilst you subject her to rapid fire farts and establish your dominance. And he goes, I mean both. The loud ones are funny, but the silent slap you in the face ones out of the blue farts are the upsetting ones. Brutal. Ground rule is a good idea, especially the no farting while cuddling. I'll try it. As for the lasting impact idea, I already tried it, but it backfired. We were drunk, she fired a few initial blasts, so I let one brew and released one in the vicinity of her head. She climbed up on me like a little monkey and farted on my shoulder. I gave up after that. I think she's unbeatable.
Yeah, no, I think you might have...
Oh, no.
Fuck. Yeah, I think you're screwed, my dude. I didn't know she was so agile.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? I thought she was just like a ponderous farter. But if she's got like a dex score like 20,
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
just critical farting.
Yeah.
I think that's going to do it for this week, friends. Thanks for listening.
You're welcome.
And follow Agent Cody Wank's example and find us on Facebook.
Yeah.
And send us messages and send us questions because I know you have them.
It made us so happy.
Yeah, we literally freaked out about it for like a good chunk of time.
Oh, no, wait, we were cool.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it was
it was
so cool.
So cool.
So cool.
Yeah. Yeah, we were cool.
If you want to find our Facebook group, you can find it on facebook.com/FCK Buddies Podcast. If you have a question and you want to keep it kind of anonymous and don't use Facebook for whatever goddamn reason, you can hit us up on Gmail at fbuddiespodcast@gmail.com. Or if you want to let everyone know what you're working with, find us on Twitter at FCK_buddies.
Hashtag tweet these boys.
Tweet these boys.
And they made it sound like we're not going to keep your shit confidential if you send it on Facebook, but we will. I think he meant just an alternate way that is also confidential.
Yes.
Gmail.
Yeah,
and do let us know if you want an agent name or if you want to be unveiled in all your glory.
Yeah.
And we won't do like last names. We'll just do first names. Because,
for sure.
you know.
Last thing we want to do is get people targeted for creepy shit.
Thank you, Josh Eagle and the Harvest Cities for their song Paper Stars.
Yeah. I need some sex writing.
Oh, okay.
Hold on.
I'd already jumped straight to the Dan because I fell down the Danvers hole like just so long.
You're saying a lot of words and none of them are sex writing.
How do you know? Everything Dan writes is sex writing.
Oh my god, here we go. Yep.
I'm pretty sure. Do you remember the question we had in about the guy's first time? And he was confused as to why.
Being choked?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sure this is the choker and her recount of the night. It says, Against Nature by Thomas Espedal. Hellois has lost all sense of how she ought to behave. She practically throws herself at Abelard, pulls him to the floor and straddles him as if they're two boys fighting. She presses him to the ground, pins his hands to the floor. She kisses his face and licks it. She bites his lip. She bites his cheek. She pants in his ear, shouts his name in his ear. She whips his face with her hair. She stops his mouth hard with her hand and takes his breath away. She rides above him the way she imagined that one day she'd ride a boy, a man, a beast.
I love the idea of just screaming someone's name in the ear.
Darren!
Steven! Steven!
Abelard! Oh, it's just like the least sexy. And then you just whip them with your hair.
Yeah.
And just start choking them. Like, oh man. All right,
Sounds-
Dan time.
Yeah.
But yeah, please message us. Please recommend us to a friend. Or a lover.
Ooh.
Or a frover.
Yep.
Well,
That's
goodbye.
a thing.
Fuck, I don't even know. I found so many good Dans. And by good Dans, I mean awful. But guess what? Dan Watch 2019, still no Dan.
Yeah, he's too busy getting ready for his baby.
I'm going to message him right now. Guess what I did on the fucking subway today? I accidentally liked a tweet by Dan.
No!
I unliked it immediately. But I hope
still
that
got
doesn't
that
spur him.
notification.
Yeah, he got it and he went instantly hard. Dan says, should I trust my wife when she is asking for time apart?
No. She's taking Rose, and she's leaving you. Oh boy, I'm Dane Miller.
And I am Rose.
And we're your fuck buddies.